Where Governor Andy Beshear has officially secured that second term.
Our Brett Bagansky covering Attorney General Daniel Cameron's campaign in Louisville. We'll check in with him in a moment. But first, WCPO 9 News reporter Sean Delancey is live with the Beshear camp. Sean?
Yeah, well, Craig and Tanya, noticeably hoarse but still very energetic. Governor Andy Beshear delivered his first remarks since re-election to the governor's office in front of a packed house of supporters. They were all chanting his name. The message that he delivered at that podium was that this election was about Kentucky over left and Kentucky over right.
The candidate should show vision and not sow division. And a clear statement that anger politics should end right here and right now.
Yeah, well, despite the talk that this is about the state over party, Beshear's victory is a big one for Democrats in a state that Donald Trump easily carried in 2020 against a Trump-endorsed candidate and Attorney General Daniel Cameron. Supporters in the room said that they approached this election with nerves and left with a deep sense of relief.
Here in Kentucky, we take care of each other. It's not blue, it's not red, it is you take care of your neighbors, you treat people the way they want to be treated, and hate will not win in this state.
Now to Beshear's promises. The governor pledged to accomplish a lot in his next 4 years, including getting a pay raise for educators, signing universal pre-K into law, attracting new jobs, and rebuilding the regions affected by devastated floods and tornadoes during his first 4 years as governor. Beshear will be getting to all of that, facing a Republican-controlled legislature that can override his vetoes, so it's going to have to be a bipartisan way forward. In Louisville, I'm Sean Delancey, WCPO 9 News.
Sean, thank you. And after a tight campaign, Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron did come up short tonight.
He didn't have the votes to unseat Governor Andy Beshear. WCPO 9 News anchor Brett Bagansky live in downtown Louisville. Brett, you heard his concession speech tonight.
So we are out of the ballroom right now. We're in the lobby of the downtown Marriott since they're cleaning it. They kicked us all out, but it was at 9:15 where Daniel Cameron took the stage, and he started off sort of in a joking manner saying, well, that didn't turn out the way we wanted it, but he was gracious in his whole speech, saying to a group of his supporters that he ended up calling Governor Andy Beshear to congratulate them on his election victory. And then he went to thank his supporters today. And he went also to thank his wife, Mackenzie, who was visibly emotional. We saw her tearing up as he was making that concession speech. But during the whole time that he was gracious during his concession speech, he didn't talk about what they did wrong during the campaign, only that they were doing things right and that they had the right supporters behind him who believed in him. And he was saying that one of the things that they want is for future generations to have a better Commonwealth in one little area, especially talking to his opponent. He said it was all about our kids and our grandkids.
I know from his perspective and from all of our perspectives that we all want the same thing for our future generations. We want a better Commonwealth, one in which it can ultimately be a shining city on a hill, a model and example for the rest of the nation to follow.
So Cameron's message after that was about praying and thinking about what is the next few decades going to look like. So we know there's going to be 4 more years of Andy Beshear as governor. So what does the future hold for Daniel Cameron? Because we know after tonight there's going to be a brand new attorney general for the state of Kentucky. His name is Russell Coleman. But he didn't go into specifics of what he's going to be doing next. But as he put it, he said that he and his wife Mackenzie are going to return to being hands and feet for Christ. Live in downtown Louisville tonight, Brett Bagansky, WCPO 9 News.
All right, Brett.